All right, today we are going to look at Excel reports. And Excel reports were introduced, I'm going to say maybe a year and a half ago with Business Central. It was sort of a feature that might have just slipped past a lot of people. Honestly, I didn't pay a lot of attention to it when it was released, and I sort of rediscovered it a couple of months ago, and it's really a great feature. So I just thought, hey, this is probably something that a lot of people have missed. So we're going to look at really what does it mean to run an Excel report inside of D365. Some benefits of this is it allows you then to use the data that you're getting out of your standard report in Excel. So if you think about using pivot tables, using charts, that sort of thing, you don't need to create a report to get a data set. You can just build it off of existing reports that are in the system. So that's a great feature there. All right, let's actually dig into the product and do a demonstration. So let me pull up Business Central. There we go. So I'm going to look at the age receivables report. I like it because it just sort of makes sense for a chart. So first of all, I just want to run the report. I'm going to go reports, finance, and we're going to go to our age receivables report. And I'm just going to run it normal so that we can see what it looks like. Obviously, your age as of date, you've got aging buckets, you've got all that information. Here's the standard report layout. So this is one that everybody's familiar with, the RDL format, and I'm running it in a detailed manner. What sometimes people miss is this section right up here. And this is a new feature that was added, and it actually allows you to select the report layout that you're going to run for the report. Couple things here. One is we've had multiple report layouts in the past. What Microsoft has done is they've exposed it so that it's easier to actually select the report layout. If you go search for report layouts, you'll notice that you have the ability to create additional RDL formats, Word formats, even Excel formats for a little while. So this is just an updated way to actually allow you to get to the report. Excel reports are a little newer though. So we'll just walk through how to do this. So I could have multiple RDL formats. So if I had different reports that I wanted to run and I wanted to use the RDL format to do that, I can export the layout from here, make changes to it, and import the layout from here as well. I'm going to focus just specifically on the report layout. And what I want to do is I'm just actually going to run this report quick, and I'm going to download it so that you can actually see what this looks like. And screen. There we go. So it creates an Excel file. And what you'll notice is there's a series of tabs in here. So the data, you've got report metadata, which is really just the parameters that you use to run the report. And then you have a sheet. The sheet one is what I created. So when I created this Excel file, I used the data tab to then drive the creation of the pivot table and the chart. So that's the benefit of using an Excel report is you've got then the ability to do really kind of whatever you wanted to in terms of a report. If you wanted to do pivot tables, charts, I think that's probably the most applicable option here. But you certainly could do and use any of the features that's in Excel. So let's talk about actually how do I get to that report format. So let's go in here. Actually, how do I create one? We're going to run our age receivables report again. And you got a couple of different options. The first one is if you go down here to the send to option, there's this parameter here that says Microsoft Excel data only. What that does is it gives you an Excel. So I'm going to show you. It'll give you the Excel spreadsheet then, and it has that data tab and that parameters tab in it, so that you can then create an additional report if you want to. So this is the report. So you'll notice the data and then that report metadata tab. So those are the two tabs that I talked about. This is your data set, so you can use this then to create your report. So if I insert another sheet, I could pull from the data tab. I could create, that's how I created the pivot tables, the pivot charts, that sort of thing with it. Okay. If I select that option with the data and the layout, what I'm going to get then is this actual report. So if I wanted to, maybe I started it, but I want to make changes to it, it will include then the chart or the additional sheets that I have in my Excel sheet. So the data and the layout format will be included in that export then. All right. Make whatever changes you want to the report. Come back to the report then. Go to finance, and I'm going to go to my aged receivables report, and I'll go here. Creating a new one's easy. I can create a new report layout. So new aging report. Just a note, if you go to the report layout section of Business Central to do this, not from the report, you're going to need that report ID. So you're going to need to know that in the case of the aged receivables report, it's 10,040. There are a lot of reports in the system, so virtually every report you could do this with if you wanted to an Excel report. So there it is, my new aging report. Right, and it's an Excel report. I'm going to click OK. And what I can do then is I can drag and drop that report that I'm working with. So I have an Excel file and I can drop it in there. Oh, I've got it open. Close that. All right, drop my Excel report in there. Did I mess that up? Let's try it again. New aging, Excel, and take my report. There we go. So it's there. Run the report. Same parameters we looked at before, hit download, and I have my Excel report. So pretty easy, pretty straightforward. Um, Again, reports are all the reports are available to do this with. I don't know that all of them necessarily are applicable or would make sense with an Excel report, but certainly you could try it, experiment with it. Would allow you then to create the reports that you need. Just one side note in terms of the data set. So if you look at the data set in this particular report, what you're going to notice is that there is, it's the data set that comes with the report. So if you wanted to add additional fields to this report, so there's a data element that's maybe not in the report, you'd have to modify then the report object itself. So I don't have the ability to add a field that's not in the report using Excel reports. But oftentimes what you'll notice is there is additional data that is in that report object that's not included in the report. So not everywhere, but most of the time there is. So the field might be in there. If not, then you'd have to modify the report layout using an extension to add that field to the report, make it available in the data set. So not difficult to do. There's good documentation from Microsoft on how to do that, but just note that that would be what you'd need to do. If you haven't experimented with RDL formats, you can download the layout, you can make changes to it, you can upload that as well using this tool. So that is what we wanted to cover today in our little brief time together. So let's look at a couple more things. So want to just encourage you to try Excel reports. Check them out, see how they work. They're pretty easy to do. You can see that you could select them to be available across all companies, just one company. You can delete them. So if you don't like them, don't want to use them, you can certainly remove them from the system. I want to encourage everybody to check out the Wave release notes. So even if you're not, the technical expert in Business Central, I would really encourage you to look at the release notes when the Wave releases happen with Business Central. I think you'll find that there are applicable features that you maybe didn't know about in those release notes. So check them out. I think Excel reporting is one of those that got missed by a lot of people because they maybe just didn't look at the release notes. So you can look at those. Previous versions are still available too. So if you haven't looked at them lately or haven't looked at them in the last couple of releases, you can still find those. If you just search Business Central Wave, whatever year, and then Wave 1 or Wave 2 release notes, you can find those. And then check out the Business Central roadmap. There is a roadmap for all of the Dynamics products that's available for Microsoft. You actually have the ability to submit requests and vote on other requests that are out there. So check out the release notes, the roadmap, and see what else is going on with Business Central. Stoneridge, we are here for you. We have a lot of offerings. I want to highlight two here. One of them is our technical services group. So more recently, we've expanded our technical services offering so we can help with Azure services that you might need or infrastructure services. If you have hardware on-prem or if you've got hardware in a cloud, we help you. We can help you assess that. We can help you manage that, those technical services. So if you need that or think you might need that, check it out. And then we also have a great licensing team. Licensing with Microsoft can be fairly complex. So we do have a team that can manage all of your Microsoft licensing. So if you're looking at consolidating licensing into one place, we certainly can help you with that. Review what you have, what you don't have. Do you have too much? Do you not have enough? So doing some right size work with licensing. Sometimes people are buying stuff or paying for things that they don't need, don't use. So we can help you with that as well with our licensing team.